Ja, Khan. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom also to the one-third Israelites, which include the Judah children, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Indians who are still oppressed together, according to the book of Jeremiah 50 and 33. But to whom so late pertained the adoption, the giving of the law, the promises, the glory, and the covenants, according to the book of Romans chapter 9. Okay, for those who don't read, the ones who are fastest to talk, in most cases, okay, are those who don't read. So, you see, talking about, oh, you don't have to keep the law and things like that. People like that don't read, but, you know, the more talk on the internet, in these governmental churches, you know. Here in Germany you don't have a direct law, okay, I don't know how they call it in America. They have a certain term for it, 13C or something, okay. I don't know the direct number or code for that, but there's a certain code for a certain law that forbids you to talk different in a way where it sounds good for these people who want to hear lies, actually, okay. They don't go into a governmental church to hear about the truth. Sometimes they go inside of that in the first time when they never heard about the Bible or something. Okay, there is no judgment for you want to find out about the truth and now you go into the church. But if you stay there, okay, like an act of I stay here because I believe they have the 100% truth, that's something completely different. Okay, now we're talking about willfully sinning, okay, because you have all that information out there about the lies, you know, about these churches and things like that, okay. Okay, so maybe it's not even willfully sinning, but it's a lack of knowledge, okay. And sin, even if you don't want to sin, okay, it's sin to preach a different gospel, okay. You see, it's sin to read I have to keep the law, but I don't want to do it, you see. So these people really are cursed and willfully sinning, okay, by not keeping the law, okay. But if these governmental churches tell you to don't keep the law, then of course they are the reason for your sin also, you see. So it all goes hand in hand, of course. We want to continue at we stop basically at First Maccabees chapter 1 verse I believe 60, or we was reading until chapter 2, I know, but we was talking about the woman that made their children circumcised. You can read it in verse 61, okay, just to go a little bit back where we were stopping, to keep that in remembrance, okay, for it's really hot, man, here, okay. and they hanged infants about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them, you see. So it was not even just women, okay, but a woman is most time with the child when it's really young and things like that, okay. So of course you have men in that time causing children to be circumcised. The woman did it later, maybe even, you see. So it depends, but really the source is the family that wanted that child to be circumcised, okay. Not so long ago you still had the family order, okay. The man was the one who makes the commands, okay, who has the last word to say, basically. Nowadays it's kind of like different, and people feel it, but they too uninformed and lazy to do something about it, which is teaching this truth, for example, also. Okay, everything what we do has to do also with creating better families, okay, where the man has the last word, where the household is in order again, okay, because all these different problems with these families today, doesn't matter if heathen or Israelite families, just as the Israelites, the difference is that the Israelites got it from the heathen, okay, from these heathen kings and heathen government and, you know, heathen structure. You know, these elite bankers and whatever, okay. And you have all these different problems and sicknesses, you know, psychological sicknesses also oftentimes, and many different things that come all together just because of one reason, and that reason is exactly, it starts with raising your child, okay. So these different people have all these problems. All these nations on earth here have these problems, but they don't want to change that into something better. They don't want their kids to live in a better world. They don't want themselves to be saved. They don't want themselves to become godly, okay. Not that cave monkey stupid stuff what we have with these relationships, not just outside of the family but in the family, you see. So that all will be different to the one and only gospel, which, okay, not everybody has, obviously, okay. So here we still had the law, of course. Many Israelites still were keeping the law, okay. Your child gets circumcised and stuff like that, okay. It's not like today. You have it oftentimes even in between the elect, the hopeful elect. You have that oftentimes, maybe even more than half of the hopeful elect was not circumcised at their birth, okay. Many Israelites find out about the truth when they're in their, when they're teenager or older, you see. And guess what? You have to get circumcised from then on, okay. And it's something different, okay. It's not like you're used to that stuff, okay. Back then it was like that. Maybe you had your big brother who was circumcised, okay, and we was reading that you could no longer, at some point, some of these Israelites were not able not able to circumcise their child anymore without being dead the next day or whatever. You see, we don't know, but we have the story here, we have the truth here, and we know that we know it already. Okay, that Israelites, okay, they were pissing in their, in their trousers just like they do now, in their pants like they do now. Okay, and they were not even like, oh, we hide it. Okay, maybe we have to hide it from these heathens in any kind of way. Okay, not that your son gets married with a heathen, and it's not so rare at all that the heathen woman says something to these people. Oh, I had this Israelite man. Okay, I'm no longer together with him, but I saw that he is circumcised. You see, they will think like, oh, this man is circumcised. We have to trust that heathen woman, because why would she lie? Okay, and why would she? You see, all these things coming together. You better believe that they treated even only the risk of being circumcised like it's some criminal, some overly criminal act. Just like now. When it comes to Salachia, here's a bee, or not bee, but I don't know what this insect wants, man. Okay, now it's away. Yeah, that's what I said last time. They believe maybe that I want to attack or something. They believe maybe I want to attack them or something. Okay, because I'm near to these plants and things like that. Okay. So anyway. You better believe that was treated like something now. Oh, these are in Switzerland, We heard from our brother that in Switzerland, if you go out and preach, you are now imprisoned, or you have to pay, I don't know, a lot of money, man. Okay? You can say, oh no, I was just filming myself, and things like that, but sooner or later, okay, they will watch you, and then you will not just have to pay that time, but the last time also, because they observe you and say like, oh, so you really actually filming. So last time you was also filming, you just said that you are not filming to preach or something, When this time they observe you and then they say, oh, last time you was also preaching, not just filming, you see? Because of course you can film yourself and do something and things, but you can't do that in every place in a way where you speak to people like I do it now, right? But most people here don't get the fact that I teach out of the Bible. Some people do, okay, but most people don't do. Okay, and here it's also kind of like I said in some of my videos, kind of like different. I'm not in a city like FFM, Frankfurt City and things like that. Okay, where your boss from your working place or so, is once in a year in the city, and if he's in the city, you are not. Okay, because there are 7 days in a week. You see. Here it's more like, oh, actually somebody who sees some fake Jesus here, on the ground, a picture or something. The next day you will see him at my work talking, oh, this is the guy. This is the guy that is teaching about the white people are Satan. Okay. Okay. You think that's crazy, but actually you can imagine it. You know, some people are nice and things like that, but really you can't trust these people. Okay, and sooner or later you have no house to live anymore, because people made it where you don't have the job anymore. You know. So I just say like that, if I would go into the city on my own, here in this small city, if you want to call it like that, I don't know, but you better believe the whole city knows me in about 1 week. If they don't do already, but you know, now I can still say, oh, I do that, you know, for the internet and things like that. And you know, if somebody asks, or if I work here, and so I just say, no, I don't work here near the city or anything. You see, so you have to be kind of like clever, okay, without. What is that word? Be ye clever like the snake, but harmless like a dove. You see, you can post the scripture if you want. Okay. '63 talks even about there were Israelites, of course, okay, that rather die than to, for example, eat unclean food, man. Okay, today it's kind of like, it's basically the same. You see, you have a situation maybe coming to us where you have to, okay, take the MOTB or you die. Take the I don't know, what is it? Sell out your border. I don't know how that would be possible. You know, we are not that people who watch too much movies and then think everything that the people show you in the movies is real. But we know that these movies are from these different elites where we are against. Okay, we're not against flesh and blood, but the principalities of darkness. Okay, which are these elites who create these movies and things like that. Okay, we used it as a way to learn about this world. You see, because they got the most knowledge, they even know us, what we do and who we are and things like that. Okay, but we don't see 100% in these movies as correct. To give you common examples, okay, women having spiritual powers in Marvel movies. Okay, when only men will get spiritual powers, women are not there to be the 144,000 elect superwoman with superpowers. Okay, so of course they put confusion also in these movies with intent, of course, you see. So we understand what is wrong and what is right, just like we know it about certain words. Doesn't matter which Bible, how they are translated, because we come from the Hebrew, because we are the Hebrews. Okay, so we know, of course, when something goes off and when not. Okay, of course you can sell out your border in some way, that will be possible. Okay, but not the way like they show it to you in these movies. Okay, I'll give you an example. Kill that brother of yours. Okay, you both are, you so-called Hebrew Israelites, kill this brother next to you or we will kill you. Okay, so maybe you can understand it like that. Okay, nobody would kill his brother with his own hands just to survive. That makes no sense. Okay, you would rather die yourself. Okay, you would prefer, I hope so. Okay, I'm thinking like maybe he can survive, or he will get spiritual powers and can get out of his situation and F these people up in one one wish, man. In one, not wish, that's a German word, but in one, you know, if you have dirt on the table and you use you use something to wash it away, you know, that's what I mean. Okay, so everybody who's in that house room or whatever, just, you know, with one super hit, okay, or BB set hit, and the wall is down also, and you can fly somewhere else, okay? Or maybe it will even be the case that you just get that spiritual power just for that one moment, and after that, we don't know how exactly it will be, you know. But I myself really believe it more in a way. Of course, we have examples, you know. The scriptures are for our learning, understanding, and you know, people were getting spiritual powers, like the spirit comes on you, like Samson, okay, who had to deal with all these soldiers, if you will. Okay, of course, this was more a temporary situation where he had that power, but you see, you can't really use it as that example which you would wish it maybe to be, because in these end days it will be a different situation. Okay, it can be that you get spiritual powers, and from there on you have them from that point on, you know. So it won't stop until you have it anyway in the kingdom, you see. So let's continue reading. Okay, so we was getting the point. Okay, I don't want to talk around or something. I want to stay on topic. Okay, that's for sure. But I want to get a little bit more deeper into what we're reading. So that's why I now continue. So we understand where we are, man. Okay, just like today, I really don't believe that Israelites have so much fear of coming into the truth because of I don't know, the heathens or whatever. I really don't believe that. I more believe that they are lazy, that they are not clever enough. Okay, because Yahweh Hashem already says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Okay, so it's more about that. I don't believe it's about them fearing something like in this time. Okay, oh, tomorrow I'm dead if I now go into the truth. They maybe will calculate with, oh, okay, they maybe of course will calculate with, oh, if I be like these Hebrew Israelites in the truth, okay, these 144 self-proclaiming hopeful elect, then I will lose my job in 1 year. Maybe I will not, but just the risk is too much for me. That it's not worth for me, but you know, this truth is worth everything if you don't know. And you know, you don't treat your life for a car, okay? You don't exchange you don't exchange, okay, your soul or your whole life for a bike, okay? What is wrong with you, man? You see, so people are not in that fear mode like back then, okay? It's more like you know, not mainly, but of course also today, you know, fear of you know, they will not survive or something. That would be more possible, okay? Because right now, at least here in 2023, you will not be killed for teaching on the streets or uploading on the internet, or you know, the unicorn, or being camp with the Brotherhood, or you know, or you want to get circumcised, so you make an appointment with the doctor. Okay, you will not be asked why you want to get circumcised. Okay, even if you would be asked, okay, people, of course, in 2023 have so much information on the internet. Okay, if you say because of aesthetic or hygiene, you know, health reasons, you want to get circumcised for health reasons, then of course people understand that. Okay, but for example, if your girlfriend asks you, hey, why you are circumcised, and you say, oh, because of health reasons, she will not believe you, she will think you're a Muslim or something. Okay, but if you say, for example, oh, my mother or my father was doing that when I was born, when I was young, okay, but you don't know why, she will believe you. Okay, oh, my mother or my father wanted to do that because you know, for example, if you have one parent being from Africa or something, okay, they will no longer ask, you better believe that, oh, why your parents wanted you to be circumcised at your birth, you see. So that is how these people work today. They really don't understand much about health or information that benefits you yourself. Okay, what does it benefit? What does it benefit if you circumcise yourself? If you say that, they will ask you, oh, why you did that? Nobody's circumcised. Oh, if it's so important, why is not everybody doing that? And things like that. They will at no point in 10 years, okay, get over the fact that Yahweh had also a reason to say that you should be circumcised, because it's also a health reason. Okay, I believe, and that's, you can study that or whatever, not whatever, but see, the reason why Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai made the circumcision a covenant between human beings and him in a certain way. Of course, the heart comes first, you know, the circumcision of the heart and things like that, but in a certain way, which of course we have to this day, okay, because it says a covenant forever. Okay, some people have to start to Google what the word forever means. Okay, he wouldn't say that if the act of circumcision itself would not be a health care plus situation for you. Okay, so like I said, if you say, especially in that time, okay, which we have here, oh, I want my child to be circumcised because this is better for the child when it is older, you know, it has to do with dirt at your penis, okay, that your penis will stay clean and things like that. Okay, it has different reasons, I just say like that. Okay, maybe in Egypt, okay, it was possible for us. We don't read about that, I believe. Yeah, we don't read about that. Okay, we just read that the women of the Hebrews were different and things like that. Okay, so you can guess that they circumcised their children in Egypt when we was there in slavery, kind of like, or we was there in slavery, but you better believe that they did it, and maybe nothing to be said about that. The Egyptians was thinking to themselves, you know, we don't know it because it says nothing about that, but I for myself believe that they did it in Egypt and nobody had a problem with it. Okay, especially after the time of Joseph, I believe there was no problem at all. Okay, since that one pharaoh came and things get worse and so on, So in that time it was most likely not a problem. But you really think in that time you can say to these people, oh, because of healthcare reasons? No, they would kill you anyway. They won't believe you. Okay, especially, I don't know how it was in the time, but if you, for example, had a Hebrew way to talk, or you looked Hebrew, however it looked at the time, most likely brown-skinned still, or already, how you want to say it, doesn't matter. We were still the same people all the time. Okay, it doesn't really matter how you look today. Especially today, you have whole tribes being completely different skin colored, okay, and things like that. In a way, of course, not everybody. Okay, also, yeah, you have it backwards. You have the Indians, the Seminole Indians, for example, a whole tribe being so-called Negroes from the outside, even, So today everything is kind of like different, okay? You have everything in every way. I just wanted to say it like that, you see. So today, like I said, man, if you say to a woman, oh, especially these women today, which are not women, but something which behaves not like a woman, okay? If you say to them, hey, I want to get circumcised, or I am let me say it like that, I am circumcised because for healthcare reasons, okay? Not because of not a surgery of a reason that you had to do it, because it has to do with a certain sickness or whatever, okay? You went sick here and we have to circumcise you. Otherwise the sickness would increase or something. That's not what I mean. I talk about aesthetic, like I said, and health plus reasons, okay? If you say that to a woman, she will either think you are crazy, especially if she looks or if she knows from the Bible that it was a law in the Bible, especially then. And also she would not believe you. She would think you are Muslim. Okay, something about it. You have to understand that these women are really heavy on protecting the Sorry for the noise, but like I said, they will think you are some way lying to her. But if you say, because she's not a doctor will understand if you say, oh, he will maybe have his doubts, is this guy Muslim, or he maybe knows the Bible or whatever, but a doctor at least has, according to what he learned, believe you when you say, oh, this has to do with health and whatever, which it has. He knows that also, but most likely he will not be circumcised, okay? Even if he knows that it would be a better situation for his penis to be in good health, okay? And being clean and so on. Okay, but if you say again to this woman, oh, my mother or my father from not from Germany, okay, not from America, okay, not in East main stations, okay. If you say like, oh, my mother is from America or Germany, she will not believe you, maybe also. But if you say, oh, okay, is from, I don't know, Asia, is from Africa, is from so-called, okay, I just say these names because you understand what I'm talking about, is from I don't know, man, Gomer, Turkey, okay, is from Poland, okay, you can say whatever you want. If you don't say America or Germany, she will believe you, okay. Okay, maybe not if you say Sweden, but even there I believe really 99% she will believe you also, okay, because really the main station is Germany here, okay, the bottomless pit of E, okay, EDOM, ESAU, which is the same, okay, EDOM is ESAU if you read it, if you don't know it from the Bible already, which of course first and foremost are the so-called white people, but and like I said already, it doesn't really have to do with skin color. But these super elites, of course, they are so-called white, and that's okay. Okay, and so we are scattered in every nation, okay, and you see these main stations of E are these two, and if you say that your parents circumcised you because you're one of your forefathers or on your mother's side, okay, which there is no side, okay, or no, not really a line from your mother, okay, when it comes to you, you are from your forefather's seed line, okay, which your mother doesn't have a seed line. But let's say your grandma on your mother's side has wanted you to be circumcised. You can find everything as long as you don't say, oh, that's because of the Bible, oh, that's because of health care, or maybe even beauty reasons or whatever, you know. Just this is really a hard truth, but I just had to say it like that so we can continue. And we think about it, we are in a time where you had to get put to death because of letting your children being circumcised, okay? Just keep it in mind. So we can now read chapter 2. In those days arose Matthias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Joab, from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Mordin. And he had 5 sons, Jonathan called Cades, Simon called Tassi, Judas who was called Maccabees, Eliezer called Avaran, and Jonathan whose surname was Apus. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, woe is me. Okay, for example, you have different things. You have different things in in these days, basically also saying woe is coming. You know, the dirt woe, which is the dirt world war in the Bible. Okay, it literally says the dirt woe. Okay. So if he says woe is me, it means basically, okay, oh, destruction may come to me. Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people, okay? Just like today, you have 2/3 of Israel being completely, I don't know what they're doing, but being completely confused, and have a deep hole of knowledge, okay, a deep lack of knowledge, okay, being completely destroyed. Just if you look in their eyes, oftentimes you see windows to the soul. You see that they're completely bugged out in their mind about what is true and what not. Okay, am I really oppressed as a so-called Nico Latino Indian or whatever, not whatever, you see, but, or am I not? You see it in their eyes, they really know nothing about their situation that they actually, of course, oppressed still. Okay, even if they would not be oppressed right now, you still have the system being waste on that, man. Okay, you really not have to be clever to know these things. Okay. Or I don't know, you have to live in a hole under the rock somewhere, okay, in far away from civilization, to don't see anything about it. Okay, makes no sense. Okay, maybe that the heathens celebrate you a little bit because you are not one of these elite Israelites with this elite wisdom, knowledge, understanding and things like that. Maybe, but even there you still, you know, it's just like if you let two or three snakes highly toxic in your room. Maybe you are good with snakes and things like that, but eventually if they don't eat, they will. Please tell me you can sleep directly next to them, okay, when they're not somewhere saved or something. Okay, they're completely free in your room and you are sleeping there, but you know also that they was eating a little bit not longer than they should. Okay, you really dead. Anyway, let me continue. Of course, we have also in between the tribes this all this madness and fake and shootings, you know, in America especially, and you know, war basically. Okay, hating your brother is a Bible curse. Okay, in these days, but you don't see that the whole reason for that is the heathens. The whole reason for that is these elites creating these ghettos, okay? That is of course a far example because, you know, you are of course are also guilty if you want to live that ghetto, okay? But the first source of all these things always comes from the wicked in every kind of way you would think of, okay? So I don't say it's good to shoot another fellow fellow brother from a certain tribe, okay? If you don't know it or you know it, doesn't matter. It's not a good thing, okay? So I don't say that, but you know, of course these things are there, but you know, and you have heathens that look heathen and are actually Israelites, so you could say you are in line with your fellow Israelites just being wicked and of the two dirts. But you don't know who a two dirt is and who not. Okay, that heathen might be a snake, or that Negro even, so looking Negro, might be a snake or might be a heathen. Okay, but you don't know it. You think he's an Israelite or whatever. Okay, so it really doesn't matter. You don't know who is one or not. You don't know all that stuff. So you have to be double careful of what you do with your life. You see. Wherefore I was born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. The temple is become as a man without glory. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy. What nation had not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? You see, all these different nations, of course. You see. So what do you think they stand on today, having all these, I don't know, bigger cars and, I don't know, bigger houses and I don't know, you see. Of course, two thirds of Israel are looking like a heathen in some cases and things like that, having all these things also, because the heathens can no longer know who is an Israelite or not. Okay, not every heathen out there has a family line where they can see, oh, these are the Israelites where we have to oppress. They don't know it anymore also, okay, in many cases, you see. So it's only for these elites it's possible to use a certain system or a certain way to oppress a certain biologic family line coming from Jacob, whose name was later changed to Israel, okay, to the father's seed line. They understand methods to go directly against that seed line in a certain way, okay. It can be many things. It's just sometimes it just has to be a certain cultural thing what they put in law. Oh, now it's forbidden to do that and things like that, okay. So the circumcision thing was a thing that was about all Israel, to oppress all Israel, you see. So all Israel, of course, was affected by, oh, you can no longer circumcise the child and things like that. Okay, today you can do it. Okay, there's no direct oppression to keep the law. Okay, of course you have to go to work, but you know, things like that. Sometimes it's even Sabbath, you know, and you did your best and things like that. But you know, we understand that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai sees that, you know. So there are different things where you have to treat different just because it's a completely different time. It's that time where the apostles and elders spoke of. Okay, it's that last time which was never on earth before. Okay, more bad than Noah's time, more heavier than I don't know what time. Okay, the Exodus out of Egypt and things like that. Okay, this is the worst time of the worst. Okay, you have people coming with all their, or heathens especially, coming with all their dogs, okay? Even when the scripture says, of our people the 2/3 in many cases are even worse than the heathens, okay? Doesn't matter, you know? All these people coming with their different ideas, so everybody who is not of that hopeful elect, okay, in the end will not make it, man, okay? Because they don't deserve it different, man, okay? Coming with all these different ideas, oh, we have to give laws to the you know, the certain, you know, to the and then so they can use the same toilet, you know, and what? Okay, so these people really have nothing else to do, okay, then in this it's not even 100 years for many people lifetime to come with all that nonsense, just to be in the end a completely wicked demon being destroyed, and then not just that, but also judged for doing nothing, but really even worse than doing nothing, being wicked and being a demon. Okay, so really the outcome of all these people thinking having something when they stand actually on death and nothing, and even worse. Okay, when they actually stand on something which they will regret in the most heavy and possible way. Okay, just think about it. You have everlasting life, but you know, like the scripture compares it, what is one drop compared to a sea? Exactly. Just imagine you being in that sea, okay, and then you watch back onto that drop, but really in that drop you did nothing, okay, and you did everything just to be punished in that sea, okay, to be punished, to have it worse in your everlasting life than it had to be. Or it would have been if you just used that drop to get a better expectation in that time, okay, which we working on it right now, okay, like brother said often, you know, you really think we do this for nothing or without a reward? No, we do this because we know that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai has prepared many things for us because of that, you see. So people really need to overthink themselves, okay? And everybody was a sinner and things like that. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, okay, this dot of life compared to what we want and what we get, okay? We're talking about you not using it, but actually what is it, the word that I'm looking for, mistreating it, okay? Abusing it, you see? So Yahweh gave you a chance. He even made it so short, okay, that a human being not even lives 100 years in many cases, okay? He made it so short that it's just that small time where you have to take care of yourself and of your life, but you don't get it, okay? So he even shortens the days and things like that and so on, but you know, you cannot even use that dot of life to make it right, okay? What is wrong? Verse 11, all her ornaments are taken away of a free woman. She has become a bond slave. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory, is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it. To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer? Then Matthias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourned very sore. In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled to the people to revolt, came into the city Modin to make them sacrifice. And when many of Israel came unto them, Matthias also and his sons came together. Then answered the king's officers and said to Matthias on his rise, Thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in the city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done. Yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem, so shall thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards. Then Matthias answered and spake with a loud voice, Doubt all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him, and fall away every one from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandments. Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers. God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken to the king's word to go from our religion either on the right hand or the left. Now when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar which was at Modin according to the king's commandment. Which thing, when Matthias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled. Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment, wherefore he went and slew him upon the altar. Also the king's commissioner compelled men to sacrifice. He killed at that time, and the altar he pulled down. Thus there'll be, just checking. Thus dealt he zealously for the law of God, like as Phineas did unto Zambri the son of Salem. And Matthias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, Whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me. So he and his sons fled into the mountains, and left all that ever they had in the city. Then many that sought after justice and judgment went down into the wilderness to dwell there. Both they and their children and their wives and their cattle, because of afflictions increased so upon them. Now when it was told the king's servants and the host that was at Jerusalem in the city of David, that certain man who had broken the king's commandment were gone into the secret places in the wilderness. They pursued after them a great number, and having overtaken them, they camped against them and made war against them on the Sabbath day. And they said unto them, Let that which ye have done hitherto to suffice come forward, and do according to the commandment of the king, and ye shall live. But they said, We will not come forward, neither will we do the king's commandment to profane the Sabbath day. So then they gave them the battle with all speed. Howit they answered them not, neither cast they a stone at them, nor stopped the places where they lay hid, but said, Let us die in all our innocency. Heaven and earth shall testify for us that ye put us to death wrongfully. So they rose up against them in battle on the Sabbath, and they slew them with their wives and children and their cattle to the number of 1,000 people. Now when Mattathias and his friends understood hereof, they mourned for them right sore, and one of them said to another, If you all do as our brethren have done. Okay, you see, so in these end days, don't look even like you want to spare them sometimes. Okay, look, children being killed, even younger children being killed. So it only will be natural and normal for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to bring all this back, and to have no just missing the word, spare. If you spare somebody, whatever comes, people deserve it. The difference is we didn't deserve it, but we still had to bear it. Verse 40, and one of them said to another, If we all do as our brethren have done, and fight not for our lives and laws against the heathen, they will now quickly root us out of the earth. At that time, therefore, they decreed, saying, Whosoever shall come to make battle with us on the Sabbath day, we will fight against him, neither will we die all as our brethren that were murdered in the secret places. Verse 42, Then came there unto him a company of Assyrians, who were mighty men of Israel, even all such as were voluntarily devoted unto the law. Also all they that fled for persecution joined themselves unto them, and were a stay unto them. So they joined their forces and smote sinful men in their anger and wicked men in their wrath. But the rest fled to the heathen for succor. Then Mattathias and his friends went round about and pulled down these altars, and what children soever they found within the coast of Israel uncircumcised, those they circumcised valiantly. They pursued also after the proud men, and the work prospered in their hand. So they recovered the law out of the hand of the Gentiles and out of the hand of the kings. Neither suffered they the sinner to triumph. Now when the time drew near that Mattathias should die, he said unto his sons, Now had pride and rebuke gotten strength, and the time of destruction and the wrath of indignation. Now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law, and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers, call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So shall they receive great honor and an everlasting name. Was not Abraham found faithful in the temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness? Joseph in that Salachia real quick. And it was imputed unto him for righteousness. Joseph in the time of his distress kept the covenant, and was made Lord of Egypt. Phineas our father, in being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood. Yahushai, for fulfilling the word, was made a judge in Israel. You have to think. This was after the time of the one who the world ignorantly and stupidly calls Jesus. Okay, this was after the time of Yahushai. Okay. Caleb for bearing witness before the congregation received the heritage of the land, David for being merciful possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom, Elias for being zealous and fervent for the law was taken up into heaven, Ananias, Azarias and Misael by believing were saved out of the flame, Daniel for his innocency was delivered from the mouth of lions. And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. Fear not the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms. Today he shall be lifted up, and tomorrow he shall not be found, because he is returned unto his dust, and his dog is come to nothing. You see? And that's what these two third Israelites have to understand, what happens if they want to take part in all that wickedness, which basically means doing everything but the truth. It's basically the same thing. Wherefore, my sons, be valiant and shew yourselves men in the behalf of the law, for by it shall ye obtain glory. And behold, I know that your brother Simon is a man of counsel. Give ear unto him alway. He shall be a father unto you, as for Judas Maccabeus he had been mighty and strong even from his youth up. Let him be your captain and fight the battle of the people. Take also unto you all those that observe the law, and avenge ye the wrong of your people. Recompense fully the heathen, and take heed to the commandments of the law. That has to be your mindset in these days, man. Really. That is the best mindset you want to have in these days, as a hopeful elect 144,000, of course, only, okay? So he blessed them and was gathered to his fathers, and he died in the 146th year, and his sons buried him in the sepulchre of his father at Modim, and Israel made great lamentation for him. You see, come because he was really a fighter, man, okay, and what he did was important, and what all these people in that time did was really important, okay? Because you already saw it, man. Nobody had really the anger against these heathens, the anger against wickedness, better said, okay? There's maybe no real reason to be angry against heathen when they're just heathens, okay? I mean the real heathens, because Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai already says the recompense and the judgment or the revenge is mine, okay? We're not fighting against flesh and blood, okay? We're not fighting directly against heathens, okay? We know that heathens will be in the kingdom, things like that, and that everybody has to get judged of these people who had his hands in that and things like that, okay? And say, oh, I'm 20 years old, I'm 30 years old, I was not involved in oppressing or whatever was done to the 12 tribes of Israel. But really, what this person don't get is that everybody is reincarnated, and really there's no reason to believe that this is your once and only and forever only year in this lifetime, and was the only life that you will have or had, which you had in this planet, when the planet actually is here since a lot of time, man. So how is it then possible that this is your first life on earth, okay? So people don't understand reincarnation even when it's presented to you through the Bible, which is the most sold book still, okay? So with that, shalom.